What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Play Action Podcast. This is episode 3, season 2. Vinny, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Aidan. It does feel good to be back another week in the books.
A crazy week, if that.
I mean, a lot of high-scoring games. We had a few overtime, at least two that I can think of. Overtime games. Fantasy leagues, super high in points, at least for ours. So I'm assuming your guys as well. I mean,
it was a pretty crazy week just all around. But before we get into that, we do want to say, make sure you guys subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And also if you're listening on anywhere you get your podcast, make sure you rate 5 stars. Helps us out a lot. So thank you.
Appreciate it, guys. And I say we just get right into it
I agree.
The the unfortunate section, the injuries. Which we can start off with what we just, witnessed last night in the Monday night game. Nick Chubb is out for the season.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if anyone has watched that video. Oh, I would not recommend
it.
They
didn't even show it on the replay, but you could hear the reaction from the crowd in the stadium.
Oh, yeah, it was just a
So basically, his knee is pretty much done. I don't even know if they've said what it is. Exactly.
Yeah, I think
it's probably,
it's dislocated. I think a lot of stuff is torn.
Yeah. So he's unfortunately, out.
Yeah.
For the year.
You hate to see that because he was so good.
I know, but prayers up to him, and then, some other injuries, which it looks like major one for the week, at least from a fantasy perspective. But we had Eckler miss this last week. He's on my fantasy team, so had to bench him. He was out with an ankle injury this week. He's still questionable. Currently, he's not projected any points, but they're saying it's still kind of the same scenario.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys are looking out for him as well. And then keeping with the running backs, Saquon Barkley is most likely out.
He's supposed to miss a couple weeks, I'm pretty sure, with his ankle injury.
But I was reading that it was healing better than expected.
All right, that's good.
That they were saying that today, which this is recording this on Tuesday. So this week, probably look to start some other people, but I think it's looking optimistic for him.
Yeah, the Giants gotta hope that he's healthy because they've already shown so much struggle just within these past
I'll have to watch.
It's been bad, so hopefully he can get back at it. And then also Aaron Jones and Joe Burrow are still questionable. 2 big name players, so you got to hope that they can both get out there. Maybe that's why Joe Burrow has been struggling recently. So
they did say he kind of tweaked his calf, which was bothering him preseason. So that could play some effect. Hopefully it's not going to keep lingering into these next weeks. I think they have do they have the Thursday night? I think they have
this upcoming week?
It's either the Thursday or the Monday night.
They got a Monday night.
So he does have the extra
a lot of
day.
time to rest.
And then also quarterbacks, Anthony Richardson is also questionable.
I didn't know he got hurt.
I think it's concussion protocol.
Oh yeah, it is concussion protocol. He did leave the game early, which he was having a pretty good game.
That's true. And someone else who did leave the game early but returned was DK Metcalf. He took a hard hit. His ribs. He was questionable with a rib injury, but he did return to the game. I think make some plays. So we'll see. I don't know who they have coming up this week, but they may look to give him the extra week of rest.
Let's see.
Who do they have? I think it's let's see.
They have got the Panthers.
So we'll see. Yeah, I don't, obviously not our decision, but he is questionable as well.
All right.
And then another, kind of more optimistic, Christian Watson. We saw him miss.
He's been injury prone. In his short 2-year career, last year at least, he was injured all the beginning of the season. This year, the same thing's happening.
Yeah, those breakout couple weeks.
He was.
And so a lot of ups and downs for him, but he may return. And then Jamal Williams is questionable with a hamstring injury. Not sure if he will be able to return this coming week. And then Kamara should be back the following week. So, interesting situation for Jamal Williams fantasy owners.
Yeah.
overall, I mean, hate to see it. Obviously, Chubb. I mean, last week we saw, or week 1 was Rodgers.
Yeah,
and Dobbins, and then this week Chubb. So
and people have just been saying that it's the Monday Night Football curse. Is at least what I've heard. It's people are saying that with if you're going back to 4 Monday Night Footballs ago, Kyler Murray tore his ACL, and DeMar Hamlin died. Then,
but he's okay now.
Yeah, I mean he's okay now. Yeah. But like, if you're just going through it, I mean, there's been a lot of huge injuries.
And then the Monday we have Joe Burrow for this upcoming Monday. So hopefully, everything goes smooth with that. But maybe maybe that's the new Madden curse. Except Madden Monday night.
Maybe
could be it. But I mean, moving on from the injuries, we can go back to the guess the stat line we did last week. That was pretty fun. Just give us a little gateway to talk about a few games. First one may be pretty hard just because of how many high scoring receivers there were.
It was so hard
this week. But the person I put down here had 8 receptions, 89 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
I mean, that's a really good stat line.
Yeah, but then again, I mean, there were so many of those.
Yeah, there were some just random receivers who were going off. I mean, I want to go to one of the lesser known. I think this might be crazy. I'm going to go with the Lions, what's his name? Josh Reynolds or something?
Okay, so he did that. That is not exactly him. He, the guy you're talking about.
He did go off, didn't he?
5 receptions, 66 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Oh,
so actually very similar stat line there. But the person that I put down here was T. Higgins.
Oh,
had a big bounce back because we saw last week in this did he have 1 target? 0, or he had 8 targets?
He had a lot of targets, just no production.
Receptions. But yeah, I mean, Bengals have had just a very interesting start.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into this later because we got another little segment on this, but an 0-2 start, which they did do last year, which a lot of people probably don't know. They started 0-2 last year and ended up being 14-4 or something? Maybe not 14, 13-4. I don't know the exact, but crazy good. And so, who knows? But the Ravens team just kind of dominated them.
That's true. I mean, they have played 2, really good defenses. The Browns defense has been on a tear this year so far, and then obviously Ravens defense is always going to be good. But yeah, I mean, Burrow just after getting the paycheck, he's kind of. I mean, he just gave a piece out. I mean, he didn't do
222 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. It's not great, but you got to take it.
The O-line's been looking shaky. I mean, he still does have, the best receiving core.
And he hasn't done much with it. Jamar Chase had 5 catches for 31 yards.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know how much what they can really do. I mean, whatever they did last year seemed to work when they were in this situation. And I think we might have. Did we beat them? I want to say we beat the Bengals.
Steelers beat them week 1.
Yeah, we had some hope coming, and then it did go downhill from there. But, so that was that stat line. One, I think this one I'm confident you will get.
Okay.
I guess probably one of the more poor QB performances, which there was a few this week. We have 12 completions, 170 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, 3 sacks, but 36 rushing yards in there.
All right. I mean, that's got me thinking a couple different ways. The 3 interceptions kind of got me thinking to Deshaun Watson. But also, it could make me lean maybe Patriots. Let me think. I'm going to go with. You know what? I'm gonna go with Justin Fields.
Well, that was the person I had in kind of who I was thinking you'd think of when I put this, but the person I actually had here is Zach Wilson.
Oh, okay, which makes sense.
That was an interesting game. I mean, at least in the beginning,
it started
off kind of close. I mean, we saw some glimpses of Zach Wilson looking a little better. I mean, he had, I guess, that one to Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson just took it 70 yards. But I mean, he was making some good, runs, kind of hesitating, but then getting out of the pocket, getting some rushing yards. I know right before the half he kind of put the field goal drive together, but then second half just
could not get anything
terrible.
Going. And to be fair, I mean, this Cowboys team is just amazing. But also the biggest question for me was the entire game. Breece Hall got 4 touches of the football, and he said it himself after the game. I mean, he said. Someone asked him what went wrong in the game. He said, "I got 4 touches. Like, what do you want?"
That's true. I mean, with him, Cook. I mean,
Cook did get hurt later in the game.
Yeah, and then Michael Carter.
Yeah,
I think he had. How much did he?
He had 1 catch and then 2 rushes. So
yeah, I mean, I guess they were down, pretty much whole game. So that's kind of how it goes. But
yeah, just
Jets. I mean, they had played, probably 2 of the best defenses in the NFL. So Zach Wilson, up to a tough test, just being thrown into the starting role. But I mean, the other person you mentioned, Justin Fields, had a pretty, interesting performance. He had 211 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, was sacked 6 times. Did have a rushing TD though, but yeah,
he did throw a really bad pick 6 to basically seal the game for the Bucks.
I mean, he basically just tossed it.
Yeah.
Was it a 5-yard pick 6?
Yeah.
It looked like I don't know if he just saw the wrong jersey or.
Yeah. And
it even looked like, I don't even know what the exact, if it was a screen pass.
It was supposed to be a screen pass.
Yeah, because it looked like
a horrible throw.
He started backing up, then just lightly tossed it right into
and I mean
the guy's hands.
The one positive for the Bears is, top 20 wide receiver DJ Moore did get 6 catches and 104 yards. So, I mean, that's a positive. But Mike Evans, 171 yards and a touchdown.
I mean, just Baker Mayfield.
He's been killing it.
The Bucks in general.
Who would have thought that? Baker Mayfield.
I know. I mean,
killing the league.
Let's see. Just because I'm looking at it here, you had the Buccaneers finishing 5-12.
Yeah,
and they're already up to 2 wins.
I mean, a lot of things can happen, but
I guess they beat Vikings and Bears, so not anything crazy, but definitely a surprising start to the season, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, some teams are just, which we'll get into later, but some teams are just surprising. It's crazy.
Yeah, and then, all right, next stat line, I threw a defense in here.
Oh, okay.
We have 236 yards allowed, 1 defensive touchdown, 6 sacks, 2 interceptions, 1 forced fumble.
All right, so that makes me think a couple different ways. Thinking Steelers, thinking Cowboys. Oh, I know Cowboys got more picks now because of the 3. I mean, that's got me going Steelers. I know they just dominated the Browns yesterday, so I'm going to go with the Steelers.
True. I mean, okay, I was thinking you were going to say that. Only thing is Steelers did have 2 defensive touchdowns.
Oh, they did.
They did, but this one, which I guess going back, we can talk about the Steelers here, but this was the Bucks defense.
Oh,
just
okay.
kind of making Justin Fields depressed. But I mean, speaking of the Steelers defense, that game last night was
what was it? The first half was just turnover after turnover. Neither team wanted the ball,
and there was
both offenses were just horrible.
I mean, first half there was maybe 1 or 2 punts.
Yeah.
But it was all just fumble, interception. I mean, both. Yeah, it was a tough watch. I mean, Steelers got bailed out big time. Defense.
Yeah, their defense is just.
But I mean, also Browns just kind of.
And Kenny Pickett once again, kind of an underwhelming 50% completion, 200 yards, touchdown, interception.
And it wasn't
underwhelming.
And I don't think the interception was a pretty bad one.
Yeah,
he threw it just right into.
So
the linebacker. I mean,
just
we did manage to get the win though. It doesn't really even feel like a win.
Yeah,
just because it was.
I think being at home was definitely the deciding factor for that game.
Yeah, which we've had, I guess, both of our games home.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who do we have this week?
This week, Raiders in Las
Okay,
Vegas.
I mean, I think we
that should be a pretty good game.
Yeah, because I mean, we had played two top defenses.
Yeah.
So Kenny Pickett could use kind of a break.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Kenny Pickett. I mean, he's looking like Mitch Trubisky. I mean, he's got the higher ceiling, obviously. He's younger,
but I think he'll turn it around. At least maybe I'm just hopeful.
Yeah.
But
hopefully, I mean, no Deontay Johnson now too for a few weeks.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
But, all right, and then the last one I have here is wait, I'm scrolling up a little bit. Another receiving one here, which I think you will be able to get. It is 15 receptions, 147 yards.
15 receptions definitely gives it away. That is the Rams' Puka Nacua or whatever his name is. Or is it not?
No, it is.
Okay, I was about to say.
I mean, I knew the receptions would obviously just give it away. I mean, it just seems like whoever's the wide receiver one for...
Yeah, that's... I mean, like, I want to get put in that scheme. I could be $1 million player if I got put in that scheme. Cause,
I mean, yeah, that's what makes me think about Cooper Kupp. I mean, he's obviously talented, but whoever, I mean, even when he's out, they're just...
If you're getting 20 targets in a game, like, it's...
Yeah, you got...
Why is the defense not covering him at that point?
Even if you catch half of them, you got almost 100 yards.
I mean, it just, once again, it's the Matt Stafford and white dude. I mean, Matt Stafford and white guys just
I don't think he's fully white, but
yeah, I mean,
lighter toned. I mean, something about the Rams, but hey, they pulled off the win, right?
The Rams did not win. The Rams lost
to the 49ers.
So yeah, 49ers.
So I guess who were they throwing to? I mean, last week when they won, I guess they were kind of throwing to him as well.
Yeah,
because he's a number 2 receiver in fantasy.
Yeah,
which is crazy because then once Cooper Kupp comes back, he'll just pretty much drop out of existence.
Yeah, exactly. He already has 25 catches on the season, and it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, so that's kind of he's probably kind of.
He has no touchdowns yet. Has yet to find the end zone, which is crazy. 25 catches so far and no touchdowns. Like, that's insane.
I know that's got to be one of the most interesting offenses in the entire league.
It is so interesting. But yeah, so I mean, he's insane. I don't even know what to say.
You got him on the waiver wires. You got a few weeks left. Pretty much the best wide receiver till you drop him. But that's how it goes.
It is.
NFL these days.
It is. And then just a couple other games before we move on that at least were somewhat interesting. Seahawks beat the Lions in overtime. That was a really good game. Chiefs kind of struggled against the Jags, 17-9. Packers completely choke a 12-point fourth quarter lead to the Falcons, so that was disappointing.
Yeah, I know you were pissed watching that.
I was so mad. And then the Bills crushed the Raiders. Chargers lose again, which we'll talk about that later. But
yeah, I think that one of the more interesting ones was the Giants.
Yeah, Giants.
We're just getting destroyed.
I mean, they were down 20-0 at one point, and then 28-7. So I think that might have been their biggest. No, 20-0. I think was their biggest deficit.
They just dropped 31.
Yeah,
dropped 31 points and just come back, but.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the graphic, like, at the one point, like, the first or second quarter, they were...
Oh, yeah,
through the first 6 quarters of they were 60...
Yes,
they were outscored 60-0.
Yeah.
But they turned
it around.
Saquon went off, but...
And that was later in the game, too, which you hate to see.
But we'll see. I mean... Just an interesting team. They may, try to make kind of like last year, just try to sneak in to the wild card, but
we'll have to see. All right, so for this next thing, I got, I'm going to name off some teams and their records. You're just going to tell me if they're frauds for the record, if it's time to worry with their record or if they're just fine with how they're going to be.
Okay.
So for this first team, like I was saying earlier, Chargers starting off 0-2. What do you think? How should they be feeling about this?
I mean, as far as how I'm feeling, I'm just going to say frauds. I mean, they have the talent, but this happens, every year. I'm never,
Yeah.
I mean, who have they? Yeah, they let the Titans. I mean, Dolphins. Obviously a good team.
Both have lost
And
by 3 or less points.
Yeah, this was how they were last year too. They always are barely losing. I mean, the defense has just not been.
And this is the division that you can't be doing that in. Like, it's a good enough division where.
Yeah, and I
especially
mean,
with
I
the
don't know how
Chiefs.
because I know last year their defense was really banged up. I don't know
I don't think they
as
are
much
too
this
much
year if they've lost a lot of people, but yeah, I think they're definitely frauds. I mean, they got the Vikings coming up. I think that offense will score on them. Raiders.
Oh, yeah.
Raiders can usually keep it interesting with them, and then Cowboys, Chiefs. Yeah, I think they should be
tough.
Yeah, I think they should be worried.
Yeah. All right. Next up, Ravens at 2-0.
Ravens 2-0. I think they're just fine. I mean,
I agree.
they beat the Bengals, who have been playing to their A+ performance, but
Still, it's the
Ravens.
Bengals.
Yeah, I mean they could. I mean they're definitely at least second in the division this year.
I agree.
And honestly, with 2-0 start, I think they can finish first. They'll definitely be close with the Bengals.
I could see
if
it.
the Bengals turn it around.
Next up, I think I know what you're gonna say for this, but Dolphins at 2-0.
What I'm gonna say about this? I mean,
I think I know.
I really like the Dolphins.
I do too.
Yeah,
I think they're
offense-
just fine.
Yeah, I think they're in a really great spot. I mean, they've beaten I guess Chargers, but I mean, and who they just played, Patriots.
Yes.
Yeah, Patriots. So I mean, not like anything crazy, but the offense is just unstoppable,
too
just
good.
like last year.
Yeah.
And if their defense, if they can get it a little, I mean, they're always letting up a lot of points.
Yeah,
But
so-
if they can, improve that a little bit.
Yeah,
I
they
think,
could be a really good team.
Tua probably, I think he's leading the league in passing yards so far.
Yeah.
Which I could see him staying there. I mean, with
Probably.
if you have Tyreek Hill, you just kind of
Yeah,
throw it and
exactly.
let him just
Yeah.
find
They've
it.
got so much speed. All right, next up we got Commanders at 2-0.
Commanders. I mean,
I think they're slightly frauds. They barely beat the Cardinals, and then they barely snuck out a win by the Broncos, and the Broncos completely choked that game away.
yeah.
So to me, they're slightly fraudulent at 2-0.
I think they're fraudulent. I mean, looking ahead too, they are playing the Bills this coming week. Then they have the Eagles,
Yeah.
and then they got some hard teams in here. I think they can make it to the wild card.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, 2-0. I mean, it's just the start of the season.
Yeah.
I don't see that continuing too well.
All right, next up, Vikings at 0-2. Do they need to be worried?
Do they? I'm gonna go
I
with.
don't know. I mean,
I think.
they're just such a polarizing team to me.
Because I mean, they've been putting up I mean, they've had a lot of turnovers have killed them.
Yeah, and Kirk Cousins has low-key been playing good.
I mean, I know he's had a lot of. I don't know how many interceptions, but I know he's had a few fumbles and stuff. They are. I mean, they kind of did this last year too, and then they'll just somehow beat randomly good teams. I'm gonna see who they have coming up.
I think.
But I mean, yeah, they're 0-2 in the division with the Bears, and I mean,
Yeah.
Packers and Lions, I think, could keep beating them. I mean, they have Chargers coming up, Panthers, Chiefs, Bears,
49ers.
I think
They got some good
I don't want to
teams.
I'm not going to give up on them just yet.
All right.
But I think. I mean, defense is going to need some work, obviously, and then limit the turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, they barely, both their games lost by one score both times, and one was against the Eagles, and then Baker Mayfield,
Yeah.
who's just somehow just
Yeah.
amazing. So we'll
All right.
see. We'll see.
All right, next up, Bengals at 0-2. We kind of talked about this earlier, but do they need to be worried?
Again, I don't think.
I think if you talk about last year, I think they're fine.
Yeah, last year we saw a similar start. Burrows hasn't been 100%, kind of banged up. I mean, they have the talent for it. They have the coaching for it. I mean, I think
they're fine.
I give them 2 more weeks, and then
all right,
they don't have it figured out by. I mean, I like to say this week, but 2 more weeks, then they're probably.
I like that.
Then it's probably gonna be looking shaky.
All right, next up, I got 2 teams for this: Falcons and Bucks, both at 2-0. What are your thoughts?
I mean, that is again very interesting.
I mean, I had no one in my preseason predictions. I didn't have a single team in the NFC South getting more than above 500.
I mean, yeah, I think the Saints.
And now they have 3.
I mean, yeah, the Saints
2-0
were. I
teams.
think the Saints were favored going in. Which, I mean, yeah, they're 2-0 too.
Yeah.
I mean, Buccaneers, Saints, Falcons.
I mean,
and then
all
Panthers.
2-0.
Panthers sitting at the bottom, 0-2.
But
yeah, I mean, Buccaneers. It's tough to say. I mean, because Baker Mayfield, he's known for doing this.
Yeah, and they have a good roster.
Yeah, the roster's obviously still, just as talented as when they're winning Super Bowls. Is kind of getting older, but I think Buccaneers. I think they're going to be looking just fine. I mean,
All right, yeah.
And then Falcons 2-0.
I mean, they've been playing pretty good.
Yeah,
Desmond Ritter's been really good.
Yeah, their whole run scheme
Yeah,
has been working
Bijan's
out,
been
which
great.
we saw last year.
So
I think I don't know. Let me see who do they have coming up.
Lions.
Yeah, I mean played the Panthers, and then they came back from Packers choking it. But I think
definitely a lot of winnable games in there.
yeah, I could see them winning that division.
Yeah.
And then Saints, I don't know. Derek Carr's been all right. They do have Kamara coming back.
Yeah, he'll be a big
But-
bust.
Yeah, we'll see. Because like you said,
It's just an interesting
probably
division.
the most. I think that's easily the most surprising
Oh yeah, definitely.
for the first 2 weeks. That's
Yeah.
a tough one. That's a tough one to call.
Yeah. And then this one, I don't think you'll say anything but just fine. But Cowboys at 2-0.
Yeah, I mean,
They got
obviously they've just been on a tear.
Their defense
we
is just
saw.
so good.
I mean, yeah, Micah Parsons,
Insane.
just probably gonna be
yeah.
best draft pick. At least one of the best draft picks in the
Definitely.
last few years,
All right.
easily.
Yeah, so that's pretty much all the games. That's all we got for that. So we can move on to our predictions now. And for last week, I went 12-4. Vinny went 11-5. We only disagreed on one game, so I was able
Which
to.
one? That was Bengals.
Yes. Actually, wait. I guess. No, yeah, you went 11-5. Yeah. And so our total records are now 23-9 for me, and Vinny's at 21-10. So, actually, those don't. You're at 22. Or wait, 21-12. 21-11.
Yeah, something
21-11. Something like that.
We'll figure it out after.
Not good.
But yeah,
But,
I mean, this
couple,
week.
couple, I think, better games this week.
Yeah, this week
than
just
last week.
looking through, I think we disagreed on a lot more here.
Yeah,
so that'll
so-
be interesting.
All right, so game 1, Giants at Niners. I got the Niners in this. They're just so
I
good.
think most
Giants have
people
struggled.
do. I mean, especially without Saquon
Oh yeah.
and against good defense. I think it'll be obviously I don't think it'll be as bad as the Cowboys game. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, I don't see them making a huge second half comeback like they did this week
Yeah.
to Cardinals.
All right, then Falcons at Lions. I got the Lions in this one. Even though they have disappointed me in the past.
This is a tough one. I went Falcons here.
Yeah, I can see the I can honestly see the Falcons squeaking one out here.
Yeah, I mean if they can keep up with the run game how they've been doing it, I don't think the Lions have the best run defense.
Yeah.
Do they? I mean,
not amazing. They've just been putting up a lot of points. So if the Falcons can just
Yeah.
keep up with those points,
that's how they were last year too.
Yeah.
Did they have the most? I think
they were
had-
out there. I don't know if they were the most, but they were definitely.
Did they have? I think they had. Maybe was it the one where they had Was it like the negative point differential, or was that the Vikings?
That was the Vikings.
Okay, I know they were up there for most points scored.
Yeah.
And this year, they already dropped 31 and 21.
Yeah, so
But
they got to keep that up against, or the Falcons got to keep
that'll
that.
be a good one to watch. And then next, Chargers at Vikings. This
one could be interesting. I got the Chargers. They got to win one, right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I put Chargers here, but after just talking about it more, I think I'm just going to go Vikings.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, both these teams are just really just unpredictable.
Yeah.
You can't tell what they're
You
going to
can't
do.
predict them in the
Especially if Eckler's out again.
Yeah.
I mean, Joshua Kelly, I don't think did much at all from what I can recall. So, yeah, Vikings, I think.
All
I
right.
think it'll be kind of one of those high-scoring, close one-score games.
Yeah.
Which both these teams are like always seem to be in. So
Yeah.
it'll be an interesting one.
All right, next up, Saints at Packers. First home game in Lambeau. You know I'm going Packers.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah. Usually I disagree with you for the Packers games, but I liked how they've looked. I mean,
Jordan Love's been looking pretty good.
yeah, he is. I think he's tied for first in passing touchdowns. I know. So
I know he's got the best passer rating.
Yeah, and he's up there in yards too.
So.
And yeah, I mean, I think Lambeau will.
Yeah.
That'll be a fun game to be at.
All right, so next up, I think we can both probably say this at the same time. Texans at Jags.
Yeah,
Jags.
I mean, they gave, like they said, I predicted last week. They didn't beat the Chiefs, but they always give them a run for their money.
They do.
That just seems to be what they've been doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, and yeah, what was I going to say? Texans, CJ Stroud has...
He's been looking kind of good.
Yeah, he has like a lot of passing yards.
Yeah.
He's up there in that, but...
He just got over 300 in the last game.
They just have no talent.
Yeah, they really don't.
No talent on the roster. I mean, I can't even really think of anyone
Yeah.
besides... Who's their main?
Damian Pierce. They got a running back. I don't even know who they got.
Man, they really fallen from glory since the
Yeah.
Watson and Hopkins days
They
and
really
JJ
have.
Watt. Pretty much after JJ Watt left.
Yeah.
Just kind of plummeted.
All right, and then this one, Broncos at Dolphins. Dolphins.
Yeah, I
Pretty
mean,
easily.
that Broncos defense, which usually, pretty good against the pass, kind of wet the bed this last week.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think Dolphins will just run right there,
think so,
pass
too.
right through it, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty...
All right, Titans at Browns. I think this one's going to be a pretty good game, honestly. I got Titans in this.
Yeah,
I was thinking Browns, but...
I put Browns here. I mean, they're obviously missing Nick Chubb. Titans are coming off a solid win, but the Browns are just a better team if you're looking at it at face value. So it really comes down to Deshaun Watson, not turning the ball over.
Yeah.
Pretty much that. I mean,
Yeah.
I think...
It'll be a good game. All right, then Bills at Commanders. I think the Commanders' 2-0 streak is finally going to come to an end, so I got the Bills.
Yeah, I mean, Bills are just the better team. It's hard to bet against them.
Yeah.
Even though, I mean, I guess they lost week 1, and I feel like unless they're playing one of the top teams, like every week when you look at it game by game, we'd probably have them 17-0.
Yeah, that's
if we
true.
because there's always those upsets, but I don't see the Commanders being one of them.
All right, Colts at Ravens up next. I got the Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens, I think, obviously the better team. Colts, Richardson might not even play.
Yeah.
He's been looking good, so. Who else do they have?
I don't even know.
I want to say it's...
Nick Foles, I know they used to have.
I want to say it's Hoyer. I feel like I saw him go in the other day. I think it's Brian Hoyer.
Yeah, I think it might be. Let me see.
But yeah, either way, Ravens defense will just torch them.
Let's see. Oh, they got Minshew. Gardner Minshew. I forgot about that.
That's right.
That's the I think. Against the Ravens defense.
How do you do... Remember last year he came in...
For the Eagles or something.
For the Eagles. It was for the division.
Yeah. And
for the division title. I forget.
I think he played good that game. At least
Did they lose though? I think they lost.
I don't really remember.
But Minshew.
Yeah.
Interesting guy. Either way, yeah, Ravens there, and then next up, Patriots and Jets, big divisional one.
Yeah, and Patriots have been known to own the Jets, but I think Zach Wilson's gonna get it done. I gotta give him to the Jets.
I mean, yeah, this one's a tough one to call. I mean, I'm gonna just go Patriots. Just
Okay.
like kind of like you said. I mean, Bill Belichick seems to just
Yeah.
know how to beat that team. I mean, we haven't seen much from either quarterback really, but yeah,
Yeah, we'll
that
see.
one. Not much to say there.
Panthers at Seahawks. Seahawks for me.
Yeah, Seahawks. I mean, they've been. I guess they put up a lot of points this last week against the Lions, but I mean that first week was pretty underwhelming.
Yeah, it was very.
Again, it's hard to only go off of 2 weeks, but I don't see
That's why I like
Bryce.
him as a team better.
I don't see Bryce Young getting it done.
Yeah, this next one probably should be pretty easy. Bears at Chiefs.
Yeah,
Chiefs.
Oh,
Bears are
that's-
horrible.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
They're about to start off 0-3 probably. I don't want to write them off yet, but I just can't see
I
them.
mean, most people had the Bears ahead of the Packers.
Yeah, I know.
And you're.
I just dislike the
I
Bears.
think, I mean,
much,
Justin
so.
Fields. I mean, do you think it's time to like give
I think
up
it's
on
just
him?
their entire team. They just need a complete rebuild, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I mean, defense sucks. Offensive line's terrible, but I mean, it seems like every time they have a quarterback,
Yeah,
I
it's
can't.
just-
I can't even think of the last time
They-
they had a good quarterback.
Well, they've never or what's
Anytime they've drafted one,
yeah.
they just ruined them.
I mean, they've been
Mitch
Justin
Trubisky,
Fields,
I know,
Mitch
just,
Trubisky, and they could have had. Obviously, now you wouldn't have wanted Deshaun Watson, but you could have had Mahomes, and you didn't take him. So yeah, that sucks.
Who knows how it would have turned out? Honestly, with the Bears, he probably would have.
Just been
Just
bad.
sucked, yeah.
Yeah, he's probably thankful. Next up, Steelers at Raiders. Really good game. I have Steelers on here. I'm changing it to the Raiders.
Really? I mean, obviously, I'm more of a Steelers fan, but I think it'll be good to give. I think the Raiders defense just sucks.
Oh yeah,
It hasn't been
really
good
bad.
in as forever. So I feel like Kenny Pickett needs a break from
Yeah.
playing two good defenses. I think that would kind of take some pressure off, and then our defense obviously
Yeah,
will
so
be
good.
forcing Garoppolo and
Yeah,
to make a lot of turnovers. I think but that'll be a fun one to watch.
I
Obviously.
agree.
And then one here, let's see, we got Cowboys and Cardinals. I mean, Cowboys, I think's pretty unanimous.
Yeah, definitely Cowboys. Cardinals probably one of the worst teams. Cowboys one of the best. So yeah.
Just how it goes. And I mean, let's see, we got Eagles at Bucks. Could be an interesting
Could
one.
be. I don't think will be. I'm going Eagles pretty easily.
I mean, yeah, but Eagles. Obviously, everyone's gonna be probably going Eagles, but this will be the Bucks.
If they
Bucks
can
true test.
hang with them, I will be very impressed. I will say that.
If they start out 3-0,
That would be.
they could be.
That
They
would
could
be
be
pretty
having another.
crazy.
He could be. Baker Mayfield could be filling in Tom Brady's shoes and taking him to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that would be.
They have the talent for it everywhere else.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
So we'll see, and then last game, Rams at Bengals, a little Super Bowl rematch. I got this one going to the Bengals, even though the Rams have been playing good.
yeah, this one I think will be close because we've seen a little more from the Rams than we expected. We've seen a little less from the Bengals than
Yeah.
we expected. But yeah, like I said, I mean, this is Joe Burrow's time to
If he-
obviously get his revenge, get a Super Bowl
Yeah.
revenge game, but just to make good on his contract.
Yeah, seriously.
Which I guess we didn't mention this, but was it Mahomes that I think he recently restructured their contract, so now he's again the most highest player for like a 4-year span.
Which he should be. I mean, he's good enough to get that much money, so.
Yeah, he's probably I guess more valuable, even though he's a little older.
But
Burrow's
still,
been getting more injuries, but either way, this is Burrow's week 2.
Yeah.
Prove the haters wrong.
Yeah, so excited for the week upcoming. We'll see what it holds for us. But I think that's all we have for this week.
Yeah, definitely a shorter week.
Yeah.
There was obviously some interesting games, but sometimes that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys, check us out on YouTube. We've been posting the videos here. Also, TikTok is up and running.
I have been posting more on TikTok.
Just probably post some clips on there soon. But obviously the filter games, Aiden's known for those. So
we'll see, and we'll see you guys next week for episode 4. Peace.
Peace.